everyone, and welcome to another edition of Chalk Talk here in the DK Pittsburgh Sports Steelers YouTube channel. Chris Halicke here. We are continuing to go through this Jets 2024 season, breaking down Aaron Rodgers' performance. Another loss for the Jets. They lose to a lowly Patriots team by a score of 25-22. Aaron Rodgers, 17 of 28 for 233 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, sacked just one time. Earned a passer rating of 111.2, an ESPN QBR of 55.4. PFF was kind of generous with their grades. He earned a 75.8 overall grade with a 74.6 passing grade, credited with 3 big-time throws, no turnover-worthy plays. In this one, average depth of target was a 10.9 yards. Definitely threw the ball downfield more often in this game, but only completed 60.7% of his passes and 60.7% of his passes, and only 1 drop. So what was kind of the disconnect here? Well, there are a few things that kind of stood out from breaking down the film. Before I get into that, though, really quick, just want to say, especially early on, and you won't see it based off the film because this is 15 plays out of his, I think, 29 total dropbacks, so you're going to see a little more than half. The Jets were a mess coming out of the gate here. I mean, procedure penalties, they burned through all 3 of their timeouts in the first quarter because play calls were coming in late. I think they had it was either this week or it was the week before where they had just taken play calling duties away from Nathaniel Hackett. But plays were coming in late. They had to call timeouts to avoid penalties. It was just a complete cluster. It was dreadful. Just bad operational football from the Jets overall. So that's something you won't see that kind of goes through, and you can always go back and watch the full game replay if you want to, just to see what I'm talking about. But it was dreadful. Probably one of the sloppiest first halves that this team has had in terms of both execution and just overall operation. It was bad. Anyway, let's get into I think this is the first drop back here. Moving Devontae Adams in motion out of the pistol here. Do a play action. Looking for I think they're running drive here possibly. This looks like a drive concept, or at least something close to it. You get this guy running here. You get Adams kind of running this right here. That would be a drive concept. Neither one's open. I mean, this guy running here, he gets completely knocked down. I mean, he gets contacted there, completely knocked down. And that is, I mean, I understand that linebackers are kind of taught to do this, but the ball is at the 47-yard line, and the contact comes at the 41. That's more than 5 yards downfield. I'm sorry. I am all for trying to give defenses the advantage when it comes to rules nowadays, because offense has almost every advantage in the book. I'm sorry, this right here is pass interference, or at least illegal contact, and should be a 5-yard penalty and automatic first down. It just should. You cannot completely. If you could still do this like on a regular basis, then the Mel Blount rule would have never gone into effect. I'm sorry. Just we can disagree over that. That's fine. I don't care. I have my stance, and it's not changing. Just being completely honest. Anyway, so that's not open because he's on his butt. This is, I mean, never really open. I mean, Rodgers could try to wait this out and then try to throw that with Adams running that dig there. This is never really going to be open until, I'm talking, that right there is never really going to be open in enough time. And again by the way, this was a bad game for Breece Hall in terms of pass protection. He gets completely blown up there. Rodgers has a dude in his lap almost immediately. Doesn't even have a chance to see if this gets open, so he just creates something for himself, checks it down, and it ends up being a loss of 1. So it's not great. It's not a good start. Again, let's get to this. The Patriots, one thing that they did a lot throughout this game was they showed a lot of these 5-man fronts here and didn't end up actually blitzing, even though they were in man coverage quite a bit in this game. I mean, quite a bit. You only get, I mean, this is an actual blitz, but obviously this guy, he drops out, and then this guy ends up blitzing, attacking the B gap there. And the protection looks fine right now, and then the running back should be able to pick this up, and then everything would be protected quite well, but Breece Hall gets completely blown up. Now Rodgers has somebody in his lap. He's got to create, and yeah, because of where he's forced to go this way. Everything else in the play is this way, so it just ends up not working. Next play, we get to empty. They get the jump right there, but Rodgers doesn't get it snapped, so you don't get the offside. Oh, we get this little quick. This is the third down, by the way. This is, I think this is first series. They try this a little quick in right there from Hall. Again, they anticipated a lot of man coverage. And by the way, you're getting 0 here. This is man across the board. And Rodgers should anticipate all those guys. He should be anticipating this right here. Just a complete all-out blitz while it's man coverage across the board. That's what he should anticipate. So ball comes out very quick. Now this guy does drop back to take away that middle of the field. Patriots learning a little bit from what the Vikings did. But they hit this. Rodgers has it. That's complete, right? Should be complete. Well, no, that's the one drop. Ends up not being caught. Just can't have that happen. I mean, it's there. It's actually a good play call because you're getting man coverage. So this is going to be a natural pick against that guy without actually taking it away. Because if Hall's able to catch this, he can scoot forward and get that first down in enough time. It doesn't work. Should happen, but it doesn't. Ball comes out quick. They anticipated a full blitz. And Patriots end up actually rushing 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. So they show blitz. They drop back. It's got to be caught. I mean, it doesn't look like a bad ball at all. Maybe a tad bit in front. I'm sorry. That's got to be caught. Next play. So it's 0. It's Allen in motion. Rodgers looks like he's looking possibly here first. Doesn't like it. Thinks about checking it down, but you got a guy there. Okay. Looks to Wilson. That's covered up. You got Devontae Adams running this right here. That's where he looks. Just kind of sails the throw a little bit. Under pressure again, having to throw off the back foot. Also takes a while to develop too. So, I mean, full speed, I can't play the whole thing full speed, but yeah, that takes a long time. You're asking the offensive line to do a little bit too much there. It doesn't end up working. But Rodgers definitely looking here. Looks like he's looking right there. So looking for that. Possibly looks to check down. It's not there. Protection's good right now, so you can't really complain this time. However, this is not the best game If I'm Rodgers, you gotta fire that now. Like now. I understand you got a guy who's like coming like right there. You can try to layer it over the top like he does here. Adams wanted a flag, by the way, and I don't see the contact. And this might have been a good no call. Jets' second drive, by the way, they got bailed out by 2 pass interference calls. The first was not pass interference. Christian Gonzalez might have barely hooked like Devontae Adams' wrist for like a quarter of a second. I'm sorry, it's not enough contact to warrant an actual PI. The second one was legitimate pass interference that put them down near the goal line, and you'll see that play, what comes of that eventually. But the Jets shouldn't have scored a touchdown their second drive. Again, it was littered with operational or just operation issues, procedure issues, having to call timeouts. It was messy. Yeah, Adams wanted a flag, didn't happen. He gets a flag later. Like I said, he gets that flag. It was down the right sideline, kind of this go ball thing. It didn't connect, and Gonzalez didn't really do much of anything, and they threw a pass interference flag. Then later, he tries to hit Breece Hall down the sideline. Linebacker is right there on top of it, and the linebacker actually does a great job of forcing Hall to the sideline. And if he would have just turned his head around, it wouldn't have been pass interference. I mean, he did a great job of forcing Hall to the sideline and where it could not have been caught, but he never turned his head around, and that is going to draw a flag almost all the time. That leads to this play right here. They move Wilson in motion. You can definitely tell it's man coverage, and then Rodgers has one of his best throws of the day here. He first looks here to this side to see if that's going to be there. Doesn't like it. Decides to hit Conklin here in a very, very tight window. And Conklin makes a phenomenal one-handed catch. So great throw, even better catch. You can see it from this angle a lot better. You can tell he looks to Wilson first, doesn't like it. Looks back here to Conklin right here. And begins the throwing motion there before Conklin actually gets into this window here and throws a bullet. I mean, that gets just past the defender. Can you even see here? Yeah, look at that one-handed catch, man. That's, like I said, great throw, even better catch. Takes on contact, holds on. Great stuff from Conklin. So Jets get a touchdown. They take, and actually they were down 7-0, and then Zerline missed the extra point. So again, the Jets were it was a cluster. We got play action here. This is a typical 3-level concept. You get the deep route here with Adams. You get this second, this intermediate route, and then what do we got here? This is your pretty much your check down. And what you're reading here in any kind of deep coverage, and it looks like the Patriots are in a cover 3. You got 3 deep defenders here. Is you want to read what the curl flat is doing. There's a lot more depth here. Like your second guy is not open. This defender's he's definitely further back here than he is up there. So Rodgers, again, with a guy in his face, makes a sidearm throw. You want to call it checking it down, that's fine, but that's the right read based off of the concept. And, salvages a few yards. Get the bootleg here. Again, I think he'd like to hit this. It's not there. It's not ever open. Plus, now you have a free runner in your face. This guy's open. So just make the smart play, get some yards. There you go. Let's see. Moving Wilson in motion to a stack. Play action. He's looking here first. Got a double move on the outside. Oh, and he gets him. Some contact there for sure. Patriots running a lot of man, and the Jets were definitely trying to take advantage of it. But Rodgers could have waited and thrown this for sure, thrown that go ball down the sideline on the double move. But it was pretty well covered up. And then you got Wilson running pretty much to the pylon there. And Rodgers makes a decent throw, and you'll see from the end zone view, it's a decent throw, but connects with Garrett Wilson. If he would have given him a slightly better ball, he would have gotten into the end zone. Get the play action. Again, he's looking for that go ball. It's not there. He turns. He knows where Wilson's going to be. He knows it's man coverage. You got this guy kind of trying to take away the middle, but this throw is going to go deep enough where it's not a big enough deal. This, again, just goes to show Rodgers' unorthodox throwing motion, man. Like, he almost looks like a shortstop, throwing sometimes. But he leads them perfectly. I mean, it's led perfectly. If it's just a little higher where Wilson, and maybe just a tad further back, so maybe it's a little far in front. But you also want to make sure that this guy doesn't have a chance to get it, so he throws it out in front of Wilson. At the end of the day, can't really complain that much. It's still completed, but if he gives him a slightly better ball, this is caught, and then he goes into the end zone easily. Instead, he makes a really nice catch. He's touched down at the 1 yard line. The good thing is that the Jets don't end up paying for it. They move Gibson in motion. Rodgers does this quick little... Again, it's one of those low throws. You're wondering, oh, that's probably just a low burner. Again, you're trying to put it where this guy can't get it. So you either got to put this way outside or you got to put this down really low where only the receiver can get it. He puts it low. The receiver makes a great catch. It did get reviewed. And I did, again, I also watched back the broadcast on this, and it was a clean catch. All scoring plays were reviewed anyway, but it was a clean catch. So good passing touchdown there. Jets kick the field goal this time, so they take a 13-7 lead off of it. Not as great of a throw as Rodgers. It is a little bit low. He could have put this more like out here, pretty much, and this ends up being like kind of low. Again, you're trying to put it where the defender can't get it, so understand that part of it, but still. Ends up being completed. Rodgers did miss a few times in this game, especially early on in the quick game. There were a couple that he sailed. One of them was erased by a penalty on the Patriots. There are a few misses throughout this game, but there are also some pretty impressive throws downfield as well, and we'll see a couple of those. Here we go. Oh, this might be one of them here. Yes, it is. Okay, so right before this, it was second down, and Rodgers tried to hit Wilson on just a straight-up go ball. Again, the Patriots ran a lot of man coverage in this game. A lot of man coverage, and the play before this, Rodgers overthrew Garrett Wilson, just tried to put it over the shoulder, just put it out a little far in front. So this time around, Rodgers like, no, screw this. We're going to get this to land. So that they run this, quick little in while Wilson's kind of running this fade here. And instead of trying to throw this over the top, over the shoulder, Rodgers kind of throws this quasi back shoulder kind of jump ball where Wilson, because he's going to be the first one to see it, he can adjust to it first and pretty much says, hey, dude, go make a play. On the broadcast, they called it a dime. I wouldn't call this a dime. It was a really good throw, especially when you put it in the context of just missed on this while trying to do a more traditional over-the-shoulder on a go ball. It didn't hit, so let's try something a little bit different here. This is still a very, very good throw from Rodgers. Protection's good enough. Back foot. Again, it's that little flick. It's a very, very unorthodox throwing motion. But this ball just right where it needs to be. put it up where the receiver can go get it first. Great throw from Rodgers on that one. The one thing that was really missing, and I have this one here for a second, but just really quick, the one thing that was really missing from the Jets in this game was working the intermediate portion of the field. There wasn't nearly enough of that. It was either quick game or it was deeper throws. And as for those who are watching this, probably watched the Steelers last year and know that that was a big problem with the Steelers last year with Russell Wilson. It was go balls or it was really quick stuff. It was layups, you know. This was kind of the Jets game. This is more of what, like, this Jets game was kind of like this. And it's one of the reasons why it wasn't the most efficient game. I mean, Rodgers, 60.7% completions on his completions. Like, I'm going through here. There are 4 other games in this season where he had a lower completion percentage. One of those had 4 drops in there. So, you know, take that, you know, with whatever you want, but it wasn't a very efficient game. And when Rodgers has been at his best this season, it has been more quick game stuff, but also sprinkling in when the defense is getting ready for quick game stuff, you can sprinkle in some of the intermediate stuff. You don't necessarily have to go deep all the time. We saw some of that earlier when they played the Patriots the first time. Now, the Patriots went way more man on this, and to be honest, did pretty well against the Jets receivers. Then throw into the mix that while we've seen some pretty decent protection to this point, there were plenty of times throughout this game where, again, Patriots show 5 men up front, and they only rush 4. This guy drops back, and the running back's going out for a pass, so we're not including him. But this is 5 on 4, and Rodgers is still having to deal with pressure. They don't, and again, like, you get this like stunt to the outside. You know, this guy crashes in, this guy then goes out, and the Jets just can't handle it. Like, you get this little step to the inside there, and he can't shove him to the guard so that the guard can properly pick him up. Then when this guy goes out, the tackle's already way out of position, can't possibly pick him up. The Jets could not handle stunts last year. Like, it just wasn't a thing. Like, if I were a defensive coordinator and I'm watching the Jets in pass protection, I'm calling stunts all game long. Like, that's going to be, like, anytime I'm rushing 4, it's like at least 80% of the time I'm running stunts because this group could not block them. And this ends up being a throwaway, but it's just bad how teams could rush only 4 and still create pressure just running a stunt. This is not like it's a brand new philosophy or brand new scheme. That's like this has been in the NFL for decades. And they just couldn't handle them. Bad stuff. Bad football. Next play here. We're in the second half now. That was in the second half too, but trying to see here. What play was this? I'm trying to remember. We get the deep corner. Remember the Vikings game where we saw that corner route from Garrett Wilson and it kind of bended out a little too much? Well, this time around, Wilson's corner route gets a little deeper. Part of that is Rodgers' ball. And again, Patriots creating pressure. Rodgers having to kind of step back, be a little defensive. But watch when Garrett Wilson, he's getting to his break kind of there. And watch how much, I mean, look, it's a lot more skinny, which is what you kind of want it to be. You don't want it to be too bendy because you either want this to be an out or you want this to be a corner. You don't want it to be kind of this in-between thing. There's a reason why routes are designed specific ways This is a much better ball, a great ball from Rodgers. Wilson gets down there. See it from this angle here. Turn down to the left. Goes back to Wilson. Again, a lot of man coverage. So then at that point, it's Rodgers being like, all right, I'm going to trust my playmakers. Excuse me. And with a guy in his face, throwing off his back foot, this is probably his best throw of the game right here. Again, getting pressure, can't really step into it. Does end up getting that front foot down, and then watch the way Rodgers throws his hips in that direction. That's how he gets the power on the ball when he's not doing your traditional all cleats, like back foot, all cleats in the ground, driving through on the pass, like a typical on-platform throw. That hip motion right there, where he swings his hips, is how he gets that power, because that's thrown from, the 20-yard line, and this lands, is caught at the opposite 38, 39. So we're talking 10, 20, 30, 40 plus yards in the air, and it's right on the money. Like, yeah, this is probably a throw of the game for Rodgers. Great stuff. That flag right there is defensive pass interference, so they obviously declined that. Next throw here. This is kind of where Rodgers, again, sometimes I don't mind seeing this stuff, but he wasn't credited with a turnover-worthy play, but this is a dangerous throw. He tries to kind of throw Conklin open here, and he almost gets it. This is a better view of it right here. Again, Patriots rushing 4, and they're just constantly creating pressure. And again, they're stunting. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, this guy goes to the inside, this guy then crashes down. Like, they are incapable of blocking stunts. It should be a situation where this tackle sets inside, then shoves him inside to the guard, then the guard picks him up. Then so that by the time this guy swings to the outside, the tackle's already passed him off, and it can come back and get him. That's the way it's supposed to be done. Believe it or not, and this is why when people say, because I've even got some comments from you guys on these videos, wow, the Jets' offensive line looks as bad as the Steelers' offensive line. Dude, no. This line was worse. The Steelers know how to pick up stunts, and they have 2 tackles, believe it or not, in Broderick Jones and Troy Fautanu, who can do it and have put it on film. This group has yet to really consistently put on film that they can pick up stunts. They just can't do it. The tackle loses, and now Rodgers is being flushed out this way. The guard is in no position whatsoever to block 91, and so 91 is able to create pressure. I mean, it baffles me to see NFL guards and tackles not be able to handle stunts. Again, this is not new age defense stuff. This stuff has been around for a long time. It's amazing to me. Anyway, so Rodgers tries to make the best of it, and he tries to throw Conklin open here and tries to, because obviously Conklin's kind of running this way. All momentum is going in that direction, and he tries to throw it back against so that Conklin can pick it up, and it just doesn't get there. He can't adjust to it. That, to me, is a dangerous throw. I don't know if I'd call it turnover worthy because it's low enough where this safety back there can't get it. I still don't like it. And, I mean, probably could have tried to throw this instead, and I think that's Mike Williams, but I can tell it is Mike Williams. I can tell you right now, trust was completely broken with Mike Williams after that. So I don't think Rodgers even had him in anywhere in his Rolodex at that point. Like, it just wasn't happening. And I think it was after this game or the next game that Mike Williams was traded to the Steelers. But not my favorite decision from Rodgers. Not a great throw. Also, the Jets' offensive line, in case you haven't heard me say it already a million times, cannot handle stunts. Oy vey, it's bad. All right. This is actually a really, really good play here. Rodgers kind of wants to throw. Adams is running that quick little out. And I think this is Wilson running that. Conklin's running this out and up attacking the seam here. Patriots are in cover 3, and this perfectly attacks the seam also because you have this receiver right here taking away this deep defender. So this is also a well-designed play because the best way you can attack the seams in cover 3 or when you're facing cover 3 is to force this defender to be occupied in his deep third so that he can't possibly cut that off. And Rodgers makes a good throw over the top and layers it, and it's perfectly done. That's a really good way. When you really want to attack the seams, you have to have something to take away either the safety in the middle of the field or the corner on the deep third on that side of the field that you're attacking. And, I like this. Again, Rodgers, he kind of wants to throw it. He doesn't. He knows he has Conklin. He sees cover 3. He knows he can throw it. And again, Breece Hall running this down the sideline or down outside the numbers occupies that deep defender so that he can't get over in enough time. It's a well-designed play and good execution. One of the rare times I can say that about a Jets game, any given game. This one is really disappointing from Rodgers because, again, it's just one of those that it should be there. You got Wilson. They get the play action, and, this is open. You get man coverage again, and this ends up getting open. Wilson has the leverage that he wants. All Rodgers has to do is put that out in front of him, and then this is going to be a touchdown pretty much, and he just misses the throw. And you can't really see it because you're like, oh, there's some contact at the end, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, this is just a miss. Again, you get the play action. Everything's good. You get the rollout. This is open. He makes the right decision. He has enough time where I don't want to see this. I don't want to see throwing off your back foot when you don't have to. Just set your feet there, like get there, set your feet, and throw it. Instead of just off the back foot, on the run when you don't have to. And it's just a miss. And it's not even close. It's not good. Trying to remember this one. What do we got here? Oh, yeah. This is another one. This is just somebody miscommunicated on protection. This is a third down, I think. Yeah. So this is fourth quarter now. The Jets haven't used any timeouts in the second half. They were a lot better with their operation there, or like in the second half. They get to the fourth quarter. They get this third down inside, like inside the 20 or at the 20, and they're like, okay, we're in a good spot. Patriots showed something on third down. They didn't like it. They called timeout. All right, you can live with that. You get back out and run this play. Rodgers gets to his back foot. He reads. He doesn't. Again, you got double coverage on Garrett Wilson there. He can't do that. He can't even get to his second read or even try to get to Breece Hall on that because he's got a dude right in his face right away. The Patriots this is a very, very interesting front. You got two edges on the outside, and then you have this one dude standing up in the middle. So you're like, okay, we don't know who's coming, but you got to think one of those two guys is probably going to be coming, and it's most likely going to be this guy based off of the position he plays. Somebody else is coming. They're not just going to rush three, and if they do, then great. You should have this locked down. Why are three guys going to one guy and nobody possibly thinks there might be a guy coming from this side? I mean, he gets, again, this is 5-on-4, and you can't get it done. In a critical situation on third down, I think they were trailing in the game at this point. Let me go back and look really quick because I want to get this video wrapped up. It's already long enough. I think they missed a field goal, actually. Yeah, he was sacked, and then Zuerlein missed a field goal. The Jets were up 16-14 at this time. They could have made it 19-14, and Zuerlein misses a 44-yard field goal. So, missed extra point earlier in the game. Zuerlein then misses a 44-yarder. Then the Patriots go down. They get a field goal to make it 17-16. Then the Jets have a couple of nice plays. They put together a pretty decent drive. Then you get this play right here. You get Adams coming in on this little wide receiver under here. I believe this is Kangaroo from the Mike McCarthy offense, by the way. I think Rodgers wants to throw it here, but he also, again, he's ran this a number of times. He knows what defense is here, and he knows that if Adams keeps running, this is where familiarity helps, that Adams is going to get open, and that's exactly what happens, and he ends up getting a bigger play out of it and getting down to the 3-yard line. Because, again, he goes to the left. He doesn't like it. He knows he has Adams. He wants to throw it. And then, yeah, Adams just keeps running. Could have been a little bit of a better ball, a little bit behind, but again, it's completed. Not going to sit here and complain. Jets went and scored a touchdown. Went up 22-17. With the Patriots get the ball, they go down 12 plays, 70 yards, score a touchdown, get a 2-point conversion. By the way, the Jets went for 2 to try to make it a 7-point game, missed a 2-point conversion, so they left an extra point on out there. They left a field goal out there, a makeable field goal out there. So that's 4 points. Then also a 2-point conversion that they made. That's 6 points that they just left on the field. And they lost by 3. So, rough game all around. Rodgers, again, it was another one of those performances. A couple of really good throws, but some misses that shouldn't have been there. And then everything else was competent. So, not bad, not great. I thought it was a pretty decent game. Wasn't overly amazing, not as best of the season so far. But I thought he played well enough for them to win. And that's ultimately what you should judge a quarterback on. Did he play good enough for the team to win? And yes, I would say yes. So, anyway, be back tomorrow. We're going to look at Week 9 against the Texans. Should be fun. Then we'll be literally past the halfway point of the season already. Anyway, catch you guys on the Flippity Flip. We'll see you later.